Hi, welcome to this video. I've titled this video Ascension or Awakening, and it's our current state and what we're going through right now. In this video, I'm just going to outline some of the things that we as a collective might be experiencing and individually. So this video, like I said, is more about ascension, and which is the same as awakening. This is what we are all going through right now. And there are several ways we can see that this is going on at the moment. What's happening, if you think about what ascension is, ascension in terms of the worldly ascension that's going on, the earthly ascension that's going on, which is the same as what's going on within us, is that there's this new earth that is actually has already started ascending. It's already there. It's already doing its thing, okay? And Mother Earth is already in 5D. So this is why, you know, when we are in nature, we feel at peace, we feel, you know, calm. Everything just feels safe and absolutely fine because nature, Mother Earth, is already in 5D. That's a very high vibration. And what we're all getting to is that 5D vibration, because our souls have chosen at this time to be working with Mother Earth, to be living on this earth. And that means we have to rise our vibration to 5D, which is what's going on. And this is essentially what the ascension is. The ascension, in a different way of saying it, is basically you waking up to the who and what you really are, okay? And this means that you are becoming more in your soul vibration. You are waking up to the soul codes that you've come here already in being, and you're just waking up to that. So what we're going to be experiencing more and more is more soul integration. So this means an integration fully into who and what you are, and who and what you've come here already to be on a soul level. So what you end up being would look very different maybe to the way you are right now. But we are all going through this at the moment, and it has already begun, and it's been going on for quite a few years. COVID was, I guess you could say, the bit of a trigger point, a trigger moment for our awakening to happen, which is basically the same as ascension. So in these current times we're in, there is an energetic shift that's going on, a change that's going on, and in some ways everyone can feel it, whether we are aware of it or not. But there is a change that we all feel to some degree is happening, and this is essentially what is happening. It's just there's this change, there's this transition in energy, because we are developing and evolving to what we've come here to be. And this is why these, you know, people that have decided to stay and experience this, there's a reason for that. Is because you have chosen, your soul has chosen to experience this. Your soul has chosen to ascend and to wake up to the who and what you are right now, which is beautiful. So as there's this shifting of energy that's going on, what happens is, because the way energy works, energy is within you, but it's also around you, and it's an interaction of that. And this is actually how manifestation works as well. But this is the energy shift that's going on. So there's an energetic shift that's going on. And with that, what happens is that we are shifted, of course, because we are in an energetic field, because everything is energy, everything is vibration. So what happens internally and in our lives, because, you know, it's all the same thing, because there's this mirror, is that we go through life lessons more than ever before. We are really desperately trying to clear our karma more than ever before in our life, because right now on this planet, this current state that we're in, and we have been for a while and will continue being, you know, for many years from now, it's requiring us, it's pushing us to try and clear our karma and learn these life lessons so we can be living with Mother Earth in this 5D frequency. So on a human level, what you might find could be happening is that or maybe traumas, issues from the past could be resurfacing. I don't know whether any of you have found that, you know, in the last year or two, or now, you know, resurfacing of things from the past coming up, because it's asking you to heal, because this is how healing happens. Things have to come up to the surface They come up from the waters, the deep, deep waters, which is your emotions, which is where, all this stuff is stored from past lives and ancestry lines. And it's coming up to the surface and looking at you face to face and saying, hello, it's time now. You have to fix this issue. And it won't go away until it gets healed. And this is what is happening to a lot of us. So in terms of my clients, what I find is there tends to be very similar patterns in a lot of my clients' stories, and it includes mine as well. This is why we're all going through this thing. So it could come up as, for example, what I've noticed is life transitions, changes in your life. Suddenly, you might found you were doing this 9-to-5 job and everything was fine for like 20 years. You could be doing it for ages, 20 years, 9-to-5 job, everything was fine, you felt happy, or you felt that you believed that you were happy, and then suddenly in the last year you're noticing this change of feeling, this feeling that's coming to you, because it really, a lot of it comes from a feeling, and then suddenly you feel like you don't want to do this job anymore and you want to change your career. So it could be some kind of life transition, career change, and going into things that maybe you haven't before ever thought that you could, being a bit brave, feeling this push towards something that's very outside the box maybe. Things like that could actually be happening in this way through this awakening. You might be finding, for example, like in your relationships, certain traumas are coming up from the past. It could be traumas related to your, parents growing up. Things suddenly come up in a relationship that you just thought, well, that, I put that away. Why is that coming up now? Or things in the relationship with the partner you're with. Suddenly you're seeing things, or suddenly you're feeling things that you haven't felt before, and this might be pushing you to make the changes and, leave the relationship, because in these changes, these shifts that are going on within you, which is basically the same as the shifts going on outside of you, this is how energy works, is that again, you're being encouraged to do better within yourself. And when I say better, I don't mean that you've been doing really badly so far, because there is no judgment here. This is what unconditional love is. There is no judgment. And it's important as part of this healing is that we continue on with this vibration and use this vibration of unconditional love, because that's how healing happens. But it's more that you're just growing to more and more your true self. You're growing into a new version of you, a more updated, more evolved version of you. And actually it's the version of you that's coming into your complete truth, which is why it might feel quite difficult as well going through this. And one of the things that I was told through channeling is that some people are just going to pop. They're just going to pop, like, maybe in a few years from now. I don't know, because there is no such thing as time. But sometimes people might just pop. But some people, a lot of my clients I'm finding, and even people around me, are going through it, in these waves. Things are happening, things are resurfacing. You might find, you'd be going through depression, there'd be anxiety, sudden panic attacks, feeling really confused and lost in your life and not sure what you're meant to be doing and where you are, in life. Lots of changes going on, basically, a lot of things coming up to the surface, and it would feel quite difficult, especially if it's things that you haven't experienced for a while as well, But again, these stuff is coming up to the surface so we can clear it, so we can be more in our soul, in our true vibration. Some people also experience some physical symptoms, so there might be, symptoms of feeling sick, feeling tired, maybe less hungry than usual. There are other things going on here as well, because obviously if the shifts are going on within us energetically, that means it's going to be happening outside of us as well, because it's all an interaction that actually occurs. So you might find, so in terms of like physical illnesses, that might come up because the energy that's going on internally, because it's all an interaction, but also what happens outside of you as well, because that's an interaction as well. So you might just notice different things, physical issues, relationships, changes in, maybe saying goodbye to friends that you once had for a long time. Lots of different changes that could be happening, and that's because we are evolving and we are ascending, basically waking up to who and what we are. And there's something about this word ascension which could easily put people off, and sometimes it kind of puts me off a little bit as well, but it's just because of how we've been taught what ascension is, because we've been taught that ascension is about Jesus and this is what Jesus did, and whether you believe Jesus or not, it doesn't matter. But essentially what's happening is that there is a rising. If you think about the story of Jesus, that's pretty much what happened, was that there was a rising within him, and he was showing everyone that, hey, guess what, you can do the same. He wasn't doing it because he felt like he was the superpower of all beings and everyone should be looking at him and following him, but he was doing it to show us that this is in all of us, and we are literally going through that. So be careful of the association of any kind of religion as part of this, because this is more about human experience. This is about the thing that's already in us, and it's literally all it is just waking up to who and what you are on a really deep level that you've probably never experienced before in your life. I have been going through this for a little while now, and I actually I'll do a video on my own experience, my own personal experience of this. I have done a podcast on this as well, so you're welcome to listen to that again, but I might actually do a video on this as well. Now, my experience was quite extreme. I was told that again, your soul chooses things for you, and that my soul chose to go through this in a very extreme way, because the work that I do really requires me to go in the really deeper depths of me and not be afraid of that, and go really deep and see all these sides of me, and to transmute and alchemize what I need to, because if I'm not able to go in the deeper parts of me and go right inside, then I won't be able to do my job as well as I do for my clients. So there are people, and you may be one of these people that might go through it in a maybe quite an extreme way, and there are reasons for that. Remember, your soul has chosen you to go through things, to be here in this time. Your soul has chosen that, and to go through things maybe in a specific way as well. I just want to add as well, if you are going through, well, a lot of us are going through this, whether we realize it or not. Sometimes, we may think that it's too much, it's too difficult, and it's very overwhelming, and absolutely it feels like that. But this is why this is a really good time to see someone about this. So whether it's a counsellor, therapist, hopefully someone who has got some experience with this, some understanding, and there are people out there. This is a big part of what I do, is I help people through this, through the ascension, through their awakening, and what they're going through in their life, whether it's life transitions or however you want to say it. And there are people that do that. So talking to someone through this process can be very, very helpful. So do consider that as well. Okay, take care.